We have made it. We have completed our Benji album fill series. We have the whole album filled with some nice coins. And this is the compilation, the full series, every ad, every upgrade, and a final breakdown at the end. Very cool. Thank you very much for joining me on this. I do hope you sit back and relax and enjoy the full series here. And yeah, this is going to be a fun little compilation. Let's get into it right now.
Intro, take 473. Cue music. Cue coins.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Now pick them up. I'm not rich.
Hello and welcome to the first of a Franklin Half Dollar book fill shorts series. This is an old book I picked up from my coin shop. It was copyrighted 1959. I believe it was printed in 61. That is the last date they have the mintages in here for. This does have plastic covers on the holes, so this will be fun. We're going to start off. First coin we're going to put in here is a 1960 in pretty nice shape. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's got some nice tone. So let's drop that in. Boom. How about that? So there we have it. Stay tuned for more. I will fill this book up with what I have on hand, and then we will slowly get more spots filled and upgrade. So stay tuned for more. Welcome back to my Benji album fill. Last time I put the 1960 in. This time I have a nice 1961. We're going to fill a spot. This still has some luster on it. It's quite a nice one. We're going to stick it in here and give it a little press so it goes in. And there we have it. That is another nice Benji in the album. All right, part 3 of the Benji album fill. I have a 1957. This one's not as nice as the first two, but we are starting out with what I have on hand, and we will slowly fill and upgrade the holes. So this one will get upgraded at some point, but it's what I have on hand. This one is from Denver. So let's find the Denver slot and put it in there. Nice. Benji number 3 has entered the album. All right, part 4 of my Benji album fill. This is probably the oldest and one of the most beat up Benjis I have to fill the album right now. So we will be upgrading this at some point. It is a 1953 out of Denver. This one is starting to get kind of slick there, so we will have to find an upgrade for it soon. But for now, let's fill the spot. All right, part 5 of my Benji album fill. This is probably the other beat up and nastiest Benji I have here. 1962 out of Denver. We will have to get an upgrade for this definitely, just like the last one. But for now, until I find that nice one, we're going to fill the slot here. Let's put it in the slot here. Nice. Now, it's not as nice as these others on this page, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers, but we will upgrade that soon. All right, the album's coming along. Let's add this 1963. This one is getting a little slick, but it still has some details. This one is from Philly, so let's drop it in the slot there. Again, another one that we will be upgrading at some point, but we're just filling the album with what I have on hand right now. So look for an upgrade to come soon. Okay, we have some really nice Benjis, some that do need upgrades, and this, I think, is the last one I have on hand. 1958 out of Denver. Still has some nice luster. It's not mint state, but it does look pretty nice. We are going to fill it in here. So there we go. Nice. I will look around and see if I have any more Benjis on hand to put in the book for now. And then I'll have to go to the coin shop and see what I can find. All right, so I did some looking around and I found a few more Benjis. So I'm going to put one on the first page here. Got a 1952 out of Denver here. It's in pretty nice shape, got some luster. I'm gonna pop it out of here and we'll put it in the spot. All right, here we are, 1952. It's got a few scratches on it, but it is a 1952 out of Denver and it still has some luster. So let's fit it in. How about that? Another Benji. Let's see what else we can put in here. All right, I'm over on the last page on this Benji fill, but I've got a pretty nice 1963 here out of Denver. We're gonna put it in here. Let me pop it out here. And keep them staples away from it. Let's take a nice look at it. It is a 1963 out of Denver. Nice and shiny. This one's pretty nice. It's not perfect. It's got some wear marks, got a few scratches and dings, but hey, that's pretty good, pretty good. Let's slide it in. And boom, how about that? Oh man, that is shining in that light. That looks nice. All right, it is time for a potential upgrade. First one of the thing here is a 1958 Denver that I have in here. And I came across this one. This one does look a little bit cleaner. Has a little more luster on it. So I'm going to compare this one and this one. Let's see, which one do you like best? Should I do the new one or the old one? Leave your comments down below, new or old. Let's look at the reverse. And here is the reverse. Vote down below. Let me know which one you like, the new one or the old one. Which one should I leave in my album? Whichever one gets the most votes will be upgraded in the next short. It is time to decide whether this gets upgraded. Last time I put this up for a vote, should we upgrade her or leave the one in here? And based on the comments and all the votes, leaving this one did get the most votes. And this one does look really nice, but I would have to agree after looking at them, this one does have more detail and does look pretty nice. So I'm going to leave this one in here and we're going to go do another Benji this time. All right, one page back, got a 1954 out of Denver. This has a lot of dark tone on it, but it is still decent. This will probably be one we are going to upgrade at some point, but let's pop it in. That's one more Benji spot filled. Awesome. All right, it is time for another Benji album fill. This time I am on the first page and I have this 1952 very toned up Benji. This one's out of Philly. Still got some nice detail, but it does have a thick layer of tone on it. Not bad, but we are going to put it in this 1952 slot and have another spot filled. How about that? Nice. Welcome back to another Benji album fill. This time we're going to do one on the first page. This is the last one I have on hand to put in the album right now. And that one is 1948. First year of the Benji. It is a bit grungy and dirty, but it is what I have on hand. So we will probably have to upgrade it. This one's from Philly, so it goes in the very, very first spot. It's always nice to fill that very first spot in an album. Nice. I'm going to have to get some more Benji soon, so hopefully I can find more to fill some spots and maybe some upgrades. Stay tuned. See what I find. All right, it's time to put another coin in the book, the Benji book. This one is a Denver. It is pretty slick, but that's what I got. 1948. Another first year Benji. All right, here we go. Let's pop that in there. And boom, there it is. That is another first year Benji to fill the spot. That will be updated at some point. We'll upgrade it and get a nice one in there at some point, as soon as I can find one. Hopefully it doesn't cost an arm and a leg. I gotta get some 49s too. It's time for a potential Benji upgrade. Potential upgrade today. Some beautiful toning on it. It does have some details on the high point. It does have some wear marks on some of the high points. The one in here, if you look right here in the hair, it is more worn on the cheek, on the hair, on the head. And this one has more detail. Let's check out the reverse. Right here, it's very well defined lines. This back is much better than the front. It looks like there's a little lamination here. The lines are worn off, and you can see right here a lot of wear. So much better example. We're going to upgrade this. All right, so I've popped out the old one, and behind it we can see the 61 that is nice and shiny. But on top of it, well, on the page before it, we're going to put in this one. Not perfect, but nice. For today's Benji, we're going to go to the last page. Can you see which one we're going to put in here? It's not in the best shape. It is kind of worn, pretty slick on both sides, but it fills the spot for now. Again, another future upgrade, but that is another spot filled. Awesome. All right, one more to fill up. We're going to do the first page today. Let's see which one we have. How about this one? Because it's the only one I have. It's another slick one. This one's really slick. And so slick it falls out of my hand. This is a 1951 out of Philly. Really slick. But it's another spot filled for now, until we find a nice upgrade. Another spot filled. Album's coming along nicely. All right, it is time for another potential upgrade. Got this 1962 out of Denver. It is pretty ragged. I got lots of scratches. The hair is kind of worn. This one's nicer, not a lot of scratches. It is kind of worn, but it does have a little more detail on the hair. And it's just in a nicer shape. Let's check the reverse. On the reverse, you can see there's some wear in the middle here. It is kind of dirty and filthy. More wear up here. Here is this one. It also has some wear here. It looks like there's more detail here. And again, much cleaner shape. Let's upgrade. All right, here we go. Pop it in. And yep, I do like that one better. I think that was a good choice. All right, it is time to put another Benji in the album. Got a nice 1951 out of Denver here that I am going to put in this place. So the nicest, this is probably one of the nicer older ones I have here. Well, let's pop it in, and there we go. It's another spot filled. Very awesome. Very cool indeed. Album's coming along nicely. This is part 20 of the Benji album fill series. This is some shots of the album of where we're at. I wanted to show what is missing and what is here, and here are some close-ups of each coin that is currently in the album. Now, before we continue on with the series of adding and upgrading this album, I wanted to take a break and show where we're at. After 20 episodes, this is where we're currently at. Some of these coins are a bit old and beat up. Some of them are new, some of them are toned, some of them are blazing white. Some of them do need to be upgraded, and some of them are in some really nice condition. So let me know what you think. Let me know which coin is your favorite out of this album currently down in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you're enjoying the series, and stay tuned for more Benji album upgrades and spot fills. Have a great day. Okay, it is time for another Benjamin to go in the album. I've got this 1958. So it's 4 million minted. This is one of the lower mintage ones. This one is in nice shiny state BU type coin. I'm gonna pop it out here. Look at how nice and shiny white that is. That is a very nice one. I'm going to pop it in here, and we will fill another spot. As always, the link to the full playlist is in the description down below, and the last. Well, today we got an upgrade. I've got this one in here. It's pretty beat up, got a nice little scratch on it. This is one that I had on hand and needed to upgrade. Well, today we've got this one here. This is a nice BU one. Just pop it out here, take a good look. 1953 out of Denver. In very nice shape. Very nice shape here. How about that? How about that for an upgrade? Let me pop that one out and we'll put this one in. All right, that one's going to my junk silver. 90% stack. This one, nice shiny one, will be in the book. How about that for another spot upgraded? Whew, that was a well zoom in. Look at that. Look at that beauty. Here's one more good look at it outside of the flip before we put it in. Right, here on the last page, I've got some nice ones, some ones that need to be upgraded, but right now I'm going to put a new one in this spot. Got this nice 1959 from Denver. That's going to go in the slot, but it still has a lot of luster and it looks pretty nice. All right, here's one more good look at it outside of the flip before we put it in. Yeah, that one's pretty nice indeed. How about that? That is another really nice upgrade or spot filled. This album's really taken on a new shiny aspect. Very nice. Let us add another Benjamin Franklin $50 to the album. I have a 1950 out of Philly. This one is in pretty nice condition. It's not as nice as some of the others I've been putting in there, but it does have a little bit of shine left to it. So let's find the spot here, and it goes right in here. Let's drop that in. And there we have it. That's another spot filled in the Benji album, 1950. Nice. It's coming along nice. Okay, since we're here on the first page, let's drop another Benji here. 1950 out of Denver. This is another pretty nice one. Not perfect, but it is in pretty good shape. So let's drop it in the slot there. And there we have it. That is another Benji filling a hole. Very nice indeed. Awesome. Album's coming along nicely. There are 35 dates and mint marks of Benjamin Franklin's, not counting the proofs. We have 20 spots filled in the album. That means we have 15 holes to fill. Let's fill another one. I have a 1962 out of Philly here, and this one is in really nice shape. It's got a little bit of original toning up there on the top, some nice tone. Let's pop it out here and take a good look at it. Yeah, look at that luster. Doesn't quite have full bell lines, but it is a very, very nice one. All right, can you see? That is a beautiful Benji album fill. 21 Benjis, spots filled, 14 more spots to go. And of course we need a few upgrades too. It has been a while since I put a Benji in the Benji album, but I was able to get the coin shop, and I have a few here that we're going to put in. A couple that are upgrading, but let's start out with this one. This one's going to be a spot fill for sure, and a really nice one at that. This is a nice 1949, probably about uncirculated or lower mint state, out of Philly, 1949, and nice lustrous. It's still got that luster on it. Let's put this in the album here. This is going to be the nicest, earliest date in this album so far. A nice lustrous 1949. How about that? Beautiful Benji for the album. I have a few more Benjis to go for the album before I have to go get more. And it might be a while, but I got this pretty nice lustrous 1963. This one is out of Denver. It has a couple spots, unfortunately, but it is in really nice shape otherwise. And you can look at those bell lines, and they're not full bell lines. There's a couple of dings, but they are very detailed. Let's put this in the spot. Well, we already have one in the spot, and it is nice. But this one is nicer. It has less dings on it. You can see in the fills, there's a lot of little dings, some chatter around. So let's upgrade this spot. There we go. It's not perfect, but it is in much better shape than the one that was in there. And it's always nice to upgrade a spot in the album. Time for another Benji for the album. And we're going all the way back to 1948. This one is in really nice shape, got some luster. First year Benji, we are going to be upgrading this one. It's got a little bit of wear on the high points of the hair, but overall, this one is a really nice coin. Has a little bit of wear here, but otherwise, really nice overall. There is the one that's in there. It is pretty worn. Got some dirt and gunk across the front, some dark tones. There is the new one. Man, what a difference some luster makes. And here we go. It has that nice luster, nice details, and a nice 1943 first year Benji for the album. And the last Benji I have on hand, so it may be a while before the next short comes out. We have a nice 1950 with some luster on it. It's got some good details. It's got a little wear on the hair, on the high points, but overall a nice lustrous coin. Has a Denver mint mark. And this one is going to be an upgrade. Let's compare side by side. You can just see how much nicer the new coin is. Let's pop that one out there and get this one in the slot. Here we go. Boom. Very nice coin to put in the album. This album is just getting nicer and nicer by the coin. I need to get me some more Benjis and some more nicer ones to go in here. It is time to add another Benji to our album. It has been quite a while since I was able to find some Benjis to put in this, but we have some to go in, starting with this nice, shiny, lustrous 1951. This one is from Philadelphia, has some good details. This is probably would be graded a low mint state, probably around MS63, I would think. Unless it is slightly circulated, which it would get AU. Either way, it still has that gorgeous luster and is pretty white, so let's toss this in the album. Here is the Benji we have in here. A nice circulated one, and we are going to upgrade it with this nice lustrous one. Okay, we got the old one out. I'm going to put the new one in, and there we have a gorgeous Benji upgrade in the album. We have more coming. It has been a while, but let's get some more in here. It is time to put another Benji in our album. Today's Benji is a really nice 1954. Has a few surface scratches on the obverse, unfortunately, but it has some beautiful luster. Some nice original toning around the outside there and all across the reverse. This one definitely was in an album and has that nice patina to it to show for it. Let's add it to our album and fill another spot. Okay, this is a Philadelphia, in case I didn't mention it earlier. So this is going to go in this empty spot. And we got another nice Benji in our album. Very cool. It's Benji time. Time to add another Benji to the album. We have a 1951. This one looks like it has been polished, but it is an S-minted one. This will fill a spot for now, and we will be upgrading this one at some point. But let's fill some spots in the album. And here's the spot. Again, even though this one is polished, I'm going to go ahead and put it in here to fill the spot. And then I will be looking for a better one for an upgrade. Still a silver half and a good spot fill. Today's Benji is a 1954. This one is a San Francisco. This one still has some pretty good detail on it. It is a little worn, but it is a pretty nice silver $50 overall. It does have a fingerprint on the obverse. This is going to fill a spot. We'll be looking for a better one, but it might be a while before we upgrade this one. Let's add this into the album. And here we go. Let's drop this in and fill one more spot in this album. Album's coming along nicely. Today's Benji is a 1949. This one is slick. Does have some detail still. Does look pretty good for being a worn Benji. This one is a San Francisco. This one is going to fill another spot in this album. Let's go ahead and toss it in. Here we go. Fill in spots. Even though it's slick, it is still a silver $50 Benjamin Franklin. Very cool. Today's Benji is a beautiful one. I could go on, but I only have a minute to talk about it in this short. This is a nice, lustrous, looks uncirculated. It might be slightly circulated with a little bit of wear in here, but it's hard for me to tell. It does have some nice toning around the outside here. It's a little bit of a die clash on the back side of Benji there. Does not have the Bugs Bunny teeth. The reverse, this is a Philly. Has some really nice bell lines there. And you can see some of the die clash here and a little bit in there. Let's add this to the album and make the album that much more beautiful. And here we go. We're going to fill this spot here. This says that this has 3 million minted. This is actually wrong. It is 2.4 million mintage, the lowest minted Benji of them all. And we got a nice shiny example. Very beautiful coin, making the album that much better. Today's Benji is a little slick, 1949 from Denver. It is going to fill the final spot on the first of the 3 pages in this album. It is very nice to fill up an entire page of Benjis. This one will be upgraded at some point, but let's go ahead and fill the last spot on page 1 for now. And you can see we got all but this last spot here on the first page. Let's put this one in. This will fill in the book nicely. This is a little slick and will be upgraded again, but we have the first page of the album filled. Today's Benji is circulated 1953. It's a little slick, but it still has some details on it. And this one is from Philly, and this one will be filling another spot. And here we go. Let's drop this in. According to the book, 2.3 quarter million is the lowest minted Benji, but looking up the actual mintages, this is the second lowest minted Benji. The 1955 out of Philadelphia had 2.4 million. This has 2.6 million. This is another nice spot fill. Having a low mintage, it might be a little harder for me to find an upgrade, but I will be looking. It does fill the spot for now until we get a better one. Today's Benji is a little bit of slick 1953. Still has some decent detail on it, but it is a solid slick silver from San Francisco and will be a great addition for the album. And here we go. Let's drop that in and take a look at that slick silver filling another spot. We will be upgrading at some point, but I find it so much more better to upgrade spots than to just hold out for the best. Very cool. Another spot filled. Today's Benji going in our album is a 1957 out of Philly. This one does have a little wear on it. Probably average circulation, probably around XF grade level. This one does have some luster still too, so it might get the low AU. Either way, it's still a nice solid Benji to go in our album. Let's add it in and fill another spot. And here we go. Dropping that in and filling spots. Album is coming along nicely. We're getting close to getting all the spots filled, and then we will be hunting for upgrades. Today's Benji, we have a nice, high quality, lustrous Benji here. This has some great luster, some great details, some great look to it. There's some nice little tone around the outside. This one is a Denver, and we'll be upgrading the spot for the album. Let's get that coin switched out. Here's a quick comparison of what we have and what we're upgrading to. Very, very good upgrade. Let me get that one popped out and we'll pop this in. Here's a good look at the old one. Still has some luster and it's not a bad Benji overall, but this one is much nicer. Let's plop that in and upgrade our album to an even nicer quality $50. Very cool, awesome Benji, awesome album upgrade. Here's a quick overview of our album. We have the first page completely filled. We'll need some upgrades. Second page, we have 2 spots to fill. And page number 3, we have 2 spots to fill. That's 4 spots plus a bonus. And I've got a very special coin going in that last spot after we get those 4 other spots filled. Got to find coins for them, but the album is coming along nicely. Today's Benji for our album, we have a nice, shiny, lustrous 1961. It's a very beautiful Benji. This one is a Denver. This one is going to fill one of our remaining holes in the book. Very cool. Picked up several Benjis at a coin show, and they're all quite nice, and we're gonna put them in the book. Let's start with this one. Okay, here we go. That is 1 more spot filled. 1 more beautiful Benji for the album. Very cool. Nice, shiny, lustrous Franklin, $50, 90% silver, gorgeous coin. Today's Benji for our album, we have a very nice, high quality 1959 Franklin $50 here. This one is a Philadelphia, and it is in great shape. Very nice, very nice. There's one little nick down there, or there's one big nick down there over the bell lines. A few small ones, but still, that is a gorgeous, gorgeous $50, and we're gonna add it in the album. Okay, when we put this in here, like that, we will only have 2 spots left to fill, and man, that is a nice coin for the album. We still have some to upgrade, and that'll probably take a while to get everything upgraded, but that is a very beautiful coin going in the album. Today's Benji for our album, we got another gorgeous 1956 out of Philly. It does have a few little surface scratches here and there, but that is a really nice high quality Benji. Let's go ahead and put it in the album and fill another spot. 1956, dropping in and filling our second to last dated spot. This is awesome. I have been waiting a while to get these last few Benjis in here, and I cannot wait to put the rest in. Very cool. Very cool indeed. Today we're going to be filling our last Benji spot in the album. Last dated spot. You can see I have Benjis on every page. This is the one that is missing right here. We'll be filling 1952S. We do have a bonus spot, which I'll be filling next, and that will be technically the last spot, but this is the last data spot. And here is the beautiful 1952S. It does have a little bit of a scratch across the front, unfortunately. This one is the best one I could find at the coin show. I'm going to go ahead and add this in, and the album will be technically complete. Here we go, last spot to fill the album. We will be upgrading a lot of these Benjis as we go along as I find upgrades. And this one, if I could find a better one, I will upgrade that as well. That scratch is really unsightly, but that's what we got. And there we have the album with Benji in every dated slot. Bonus fill coming up next. While technically our album is now complete, we will be upgrading several little Benjis, and we have a very special coin to add today. In the very last bonus spot, we have a 1955 Bugs Bunny. This one is pretty uncirculated. Look at this beautiful Benji, and you can see right here there's a little bit, looks like he has some buck teeth, which is why they call it a Bugs Bunny. This is a die clash from back here on the Eagle's feathers. It's very cool find. No Benji album would be complete without a Bugs Bunny, in my opinion. And last spot there. Drop this Bugs Bunny in, and that fills the final open spot in the album. Everything is filled now. Now we just got upgrades to work on. Very cool. It's a very awesome coin to put in here. Been holding on to this one for a while. Today's Benji for our album, we have another nice upgrade. 1948 out of Denver. This is going to upgrade the other first year Benji in the album. Great details, nice uncirculated luster there. Let's go ahead and upgrade this spot. And there we have the old circulated one and the new one we're putting in the album. They're both the same age, but this one has seen more circulation. That is a nice upgrade for sure. And here we go. Drop that one in, and there we have it. That is another gorgeous upgrade of the album. I have to acquire some more nice Benjis for upgrades. Might take me a little bit, so it might be a while, but until then, enjoy these nice past few upgrades. They have been awesome. It's Benji for our album. We have a pretty nice 1963 out of Philadelphia. This one has some nice luster on it and will be a great upgrade for the album. And here we can see the one that is in there. It is well circulated, and this is a nice high quality lustrous Benji. Let's get that switched out and upgrade the spot. Here we go. Let's get this Benji in the spot and have another spot upgraded. And here we have another nice upgrade for the album. Now I have about 10 more spots I want to upgrade to at least AU or higher, so expect at least 10 more fun and awesome upgrades for this album before we close out this series. Today's Benji for our album, we have a pretty nice 1954 with some luster. Has a little bit of a slight dark tone on the surface, but it is in pretty nice shape overall. This is from San Francisco. And here we have the Benji that is in the album here. This has some wear on the hair there and the high points. This looks like it might be a VF to XF range grade wise. And here is the one we are going to be upgrading to. This has a bit more detail in the hair. Looks like it's low to mid AU. So that is a couple grade points higher in upgrade, but a definite improvement if you ask me. Okay, let's get this popped in there, and here we have it. Nice upgrade for the album. This isn't perfect, but I am trying to get all these coins up to AU or better, and this does fit that mark. This may be the last upgrade for the spot. Today's Benji for our Benji album, we have a 1950 out of Denver. This is a pretty nice one. We'll be upgrading the spot nicely. It does have a few dings on it, unfortunately, but that is a really nice one with some nice solid bell lines. I don't think that would get full bell lines, but it is some nice, well-struck bell lines there on that bell. And here's the Benji we're going to be adding to the album. This is what is in there. Not too much of an upgrade there. You can tell this one is a bit more worn, a bit more circulated. And this one is just a little bit cleaner. Unfortunately, it has those dings, but I do like the look of this one a lot better than the one that's in there. Slight upgrade, but still a nice upgrade nonetheless. All right, here we go. Get that plugged in. And there we have a nice little upgrade for the album. I'm not sure if it's showing up on camera that this coin does have a nice little tone on it, which is just making it pop so much more to the eye. We got some more awesome upgrades coming up, so do stay tuned for those. Today's Benji for our Benji album, we have a really nice 1952. This is a Denver. This is a really nice, lustrous coin here. And the back is just very gorgeous. A little bit of toning down on the bottom there, some natural toning there. And yeah, this is going to be a nice upgrade for the spot. And here is the coin we have for upgrading. It's pretty nice. This one does have some decent detail, but it is a little bit circulated, and that tone on it is kind of a bit unsightly. Those lines on it just makes the coin look not very nice. So this one is going to be a nice upgrade for sure. Let's get those switched out. And here we go. Let's get this one in there. I don't know if the lighting is quite picking up the luster on this coin, but it is very nice and lustrous. Very eye-appealing coin there. Very nice. That's another nice Benji upgrade for the album. Today's Benji for our Benji album, we have a gorgeously toned 1953. It has some beautiful rainbow toning around the outside for being in the album there. That is a nice one. This one is a San Francisco. This is going to be a gorgeous upgrade for the album. Let's go ahead and compare this and what's in that album. Here is our new coin with that gorgeous tone. It is popping to the eye in person. I don't know if it's quite showing up on camera very well, but that is it. This is going to be a night and day upgrade. Look at that. That is a pretty slick worn Benji. Still silver, but nowhere near as nice as this one. That is a great upgrade for sure. Here we go. Let's get that lined up and plugged in there. And man, that is a gorgeous Benji. That is a nice upgrade. Very solid upgrade. Very gorgeous coin. Very gorgeous toning. Wow. Today's Benji for our Benji album, we have a really nice 1957 out of Denver. This is going to be a great upgrade for the album. You see that nice little light blue tone around the outside? Very nice. Very gorgeous coin. And let's look at the old coin and just see how much an upgrade this is. And here is our new coin. It is pretty nice. Does have a few surface scratches on it. That happens on this old silver sometimes. They get a little surface contact with others as they are being hoarded. But here is the old one, and you can tell that is another old slick silver that was used to fill the spot, because that's what I had. And now it's time to upgrade to something nice. All right, let's get this Benji plugged in here. And there we have another gorgeous Benji for the album. This album is upgrading nicely. Let's go ahead and see what other spots we got for upgrades. Very cool upgrade right there. Today's Benji for our Benji album, we have another strong upgrade. This is a 1951. This is a San Francisco. It has a little bit of tone up over the top there, which is really nice. A little bit of a rainbow tone across the top. This is the San Francisco, and this is going to be another awesome upgrade for the album. Let's go ahead and take a look and get this one plugged in. And here's our nice, lustrous Benji compared to the one that's in here. This one is a bit slick and has been polished. Sure, it's shiny, but that surface has been rubbed flat and doesn't have that beautiful luster. That is a solid upgrade right there. I would take this Benji over this Benji any day. Okay, let's get this one plugged in there. And man, that is a gorgeous upgrade there. We got that nice luster, nice original surfaces, beautiful toning. Much better than a slick polished Benji for sure. Today's Benji for our Benji album, probably one of the nicest ones I picked up in this lot of Benjis. Has the gorgeous rainbow toning around the outside and has the best banding there on the colors, as well as on the reverse. You can really see it popping on that reverse. This is a 1954 out of Philly, and that is a gorgeous coin. Gonna fill the album there really nicely. This one is a nice lustrous Benji. Colors are a little bit more muted and a little more scratches on the surface. Slight upgrade, but a much better Benji in my opinion. Okay, here we go. Let's get that lined up and plugged in there. And there we have a gorgeous, gorgeous Benji going in the album. Now, the other coin was nice and would have filled the album up nicely, but part of making an album yours is choosing the best Benji that you like, and I think this one was better and definite solid upgrade. Let me know if you would have upgraded that spot between these two. Today's Benji for our Benji album, we have another 1954 going to upgrade here. This one is a really nice shape. This one is a San Francisco and a solid upgrade for the album. Let's take a look and compare. Here is our new Benji right there. And this is the Benji we have in there. You can tell this one is slightly a bit more circulated. It still has that luster, but the surfaces are a bit darker and it is a bit more worn, a few more dings. That's a nice little upgrade. Not as big as some of the upgrades we've had lately, but that is definite solid upgrade for sure. Okay, here we go. We got that plugged in there, and let's take a look. That is another great Benji upgrade for the album. Man, that is a nice coin for sure. Check out that nice looking silver. Today's Benji for our Benji album, we have a 1952. This one is a Philly. Got a nice little bit of tone around the outside there. You got a little color to it. This one is the Philly. This one is a nice clean example. This spot I thought about not upgrading, but looking at it, I've decided to go ahead and switch these out. So let's go ahead and compare so you can see what I'm seeing here. There is our Benji right there. It's got the nice little blue tone around the outside there. Here is the one that is in there. It has a nice dark skin of tone on there. But looking, it still has some luster, but looking at it, I think it is a little more worn than this one. And I decided this one's gonna pop more than this one. Not that there's anything wrong with this one, I still like it. I think this one's gonna pop in the album better. So let's get this switched out. Here we go, plugging it in and upgrading another spot there. That is a really nice Benji upgrade for the album. Today's Benji for our Benji album, we have a gorgeous 1949 with some beautiful tone on the outside there. Nice blues fading into that red and brown violet there. This one is a Philly, and this is going to be a slight upgrade from what we have in there, but I just like this coin so much more than the one that's in there, so we're going to get that switched out. And here is our nice, gorgeous new coin compared to what's in there. The surfaces are just a little bit dirty on this one and just doesn't glisten and pop like this one does. This is more of a personal choice upgrade here. Either of these are great in an album, but that color on this one just takes it to the next level. Okay, got that plugged in, and that is another great coin for the album. That one is more of a personal choice for me, but I think a wise decision to make this album just pop so much more nicer. Today's Benji for our Benji album, we have a really nice 1960. This is a Denver. It's got a few surface things on it, a little bit of toning around the outside, which is kind of nice, but that is overall a great coin, and this is going to be a great upgrade once you see the other coin that we have in here. So let's compare and get this one switched out. And here is our nice new coin that's going to go in the album, and this is the one that was in there, old slick Benji. Nice to fill the spot, but much nicer to upgrade. Let's get those switched out. Here we go. We'll get that plugged in there. That is another great upgrade for the album. This album has come along nicely. Today's Benji for our Benji album, we have another nice 1957 out of Philly. This one has that nice tone around the outside. All these came out of the same album. These past few ones that I've gotten, they all have that nice little ridge tone to them. We're gonna get this one switched out with the one that's in there. Here is our new Benji compared to the one that is in there. This is another one of those slight upgrades. They're in about the same condition. This one might get a 1 grade point higher in the mint state category. Might be going from like a 63 to a 64. But that is a really nice coin compared to this one. Just pops more and is more pleasing to the eye. Okay, plugging that in and upgrading one more slot. Very nice coin for the album. This album is just turning out beautifully. Today's Benji for our Benji album, we have a pretty nice 1954 out of Denver. Try to get that luster in the camera there. This one is quite nice. This one is going to upgrade the spot nicely. Here's our new one. It does have some surface issues with it. Not perfect. This is the one that's in there. It does have a lot of really thick tone. It looks much better in person than it is shown on a camera. But because it was in a flip for a long time, it does have some just some surface issues going on. This is one I thought about not upgrading, but we do have a nice one here. So let's go ahead and get that switched out. Here we go. Get that plugged in and take a nice look at that one. That is a pretty nice Benji. The light is showing it up a little weird in the camera, but overall that is a nice one. The one I pulled out of here does have luster on it, but the toning is just a little splotchy in areas, and I figured this would make the album just pop nicer. Today's Benji for our Benji album, we have a 1962. This one is a Denver. This one has a nice thick luster on it. It does have some surface scratching on it, unfortunately. This would be a nice upgrade for the album. Let's go ahead and compare this and get this one switched out. So here's our new one. Not perfect, but much better than this one. That is a solid upgrade for sure. No reason why not to upgrade from there to there, so let's get this switched out. All right, get this one plugged in here. And there we have it. That is a nice, solid upgrade for sure. I wish it was a little bit better, but that solves that problem of upgrading that spot. 3 spots left for upgrade, plus any others if I come across them that are better, I will switch out. Today's Benji for our Benji album, we have a gorgeous upgrade here. 1951 with a little tone around the outside there. This one is the Philly. This one's going to be upgrading this spot. It has been a while since I've been able to come across any Benjis of the dates I need. I'm looking for 2 more after this one to upgrade, and I think that's going to wrap up the album, unless I find any others I want to upgrade. But either way, after this, I've got 2 slated for upgrades, so let's get this one in and see if we can get the other 2 soon. And here we have the one that's in there. Not bad, but slightly circulated and definite need of an upgrade. And we have this nicer one here. Nice luster and just a nicer overall coin. Gonna upgrade that one for sure. All right, getting this one placed in and upgrading that spot. This Benji album is getting close to being complete for the series at least. Hopefully we can find a few more, get those upgraded. I really need to find this 1949S and get that upgraded. But still, that is a gorgeous coin. We're almost done with this album. Today's Benji for our Benji album, I've got a 1949S upgrade here. This one was very difficult for me to find in a nice shape. This is, if I were to grade this one, this would probably get about an AU 55 in my opinion. But for this album, for the series, I was going for AU or better. And I didn't have the money to buy a mint state one that I found, so I went with the AU one. This one is a very nice overall coin. Gonna upgrade that spot nicely. Let's go ahead and compare and get them switched out. So here we got the one that's in there, and that one is definitely circulated, and we are going to be upgrading to a slightly circulated one. I wish it was better in shape, but beggars can't be choosers, and that is what we got there. So we are going to upgrade this one, which is definitely a solid upgrade. Maybe one day I'll get around to getting that to mint state, but that is going to replace this one for sure. Here we go. Getting a nice upgrade for the album. 1949S. This one was very difficult for me to find in the AU or mint state, and this is definitely a nice upgrade for the album. I wish it was mint state, but I'm gonna take what I can get, and this one is definitely a solid upgrade for sure. Today's Benji for our Benji album, we have a really nice 1951. This is a Denver, and this one is in pretty nice shape. Got a little toning and spots on it. But this is a really nice coin overall. And I'm going to upgrade this spot very nicely. Let's go ahead and get that switched out there. Here we have the one that's in there. It has a bit of a cloudy tone surface to it, slightly circulated and what have you. This one is more of a probably a high uncirculated or low mint state, and definitely got that luster there. Definitely a good nice upgrade. So let's get that switched out. Here we go. Let's get that one plugged in and check out this upgrade. Look at that nice luster on that nice upgrade there. Very cool. That's a nice upgrade for the album. One more coin. Let's see what is next. Today's Benji for our Benji album is going to be the final Benji upgrade of this series. This is going to be the final coin we add in this series. 1953. This one is a Philly, and this one has some nice luster. It's in pretty nice shape. This is going to be a great upgrade and the final coin in this series. Let's go ahead and check it out and get this one plugged in. And here we have the one that we have in the album. It's definitely a circulated one, and we are upgrading to this one. Very nice mint state example to replace this circulated one. Let's get that switched out. And here we go. Final coin of this series going in the album. Look at that. That's a nice lustrous coin there. Nice upgrade. And this is the final coin for this series that I am doing. I do hope you enjoyed all the coins going in the album here, all the Benjis, all the upgrades, and everything. Do look forward to a full compilation coming out. And after this, I will put out a short, and I'll do a close-up picture of all the coins in this so you can see them all where we are. Thank you very much. I do hope you enjoyed the series. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. Thank you for joining me on this journey to fill this Franklin $50 album. Now, all the Benjis here, as we look at them, are currently where the album stands, and we are wrapping up the series here. I intended to get everything to grade level of AU or better, and that's where we're at. Some of these coins are gorgeous blast white coins, while others have some gorgeous toning on them. Some of them are in an AU state and could use an upgrade, but some of these upgrades have been very difficult to find. So this is where we're wrapping up the series. Thank you very much for joining me on this journey. I do appreciate all the love and support. There will be a full series compilation if you'd like to watch every single fill and upgrade for the album back to back and sit down and enjoy a fun little journey. This album was printed in 1961 and just so happened to have just enough spots to fill in the full series of Benjamin Franklin $50. So this was definitely a fun journey. Will I upgrade any of these that are not fully mint state? Maybe one day, but I'm going to focus on other things for now. If I do come across a beautiful Benji that would upgrade this, won't turn it down. But this completes this video series, and thank you very much for joining me for it. It was definitely a fun journey to fill and upgrade this album. Still, every coin album, no matter how great the coin you get, you can always look for that upgrade, and I think this is a good spot to wrap this series up. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Thank you for joining me on the journey. I do hope everyone has a great day. And I want to give a very special thank you to all the viewers who have signed up as members. Thank you very much for going above and beyond to help support the channel. I very, very much appreciate it. If anyone is interested in becoming a member, feel free to check out the link below. Again, thank you very much for your support. Well, I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you click on that link right there, it'll help me out. And then I have a couple videos over here that is recommended. So if you would like to watch another one, I would definitely appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Have a great day.